Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. No matter how you feel, no matter how you feel, the word and you will be healed. Because yourself, in the Lord.
What's good? What's good? Welcome to Sunday Service. As y'all know, we getting prepared. It's Sunday. Got my boy Deacon Classic in the building. Got your boy Brother Norris in here. We just want to say good morning to family and friends. Want to welcome each and every one of you to Sunday Service. Whether you're watching live or catching the replay, you are in the right place at the right time. Today,
yes, Lord.
Yes, sir. Today we come together not just as individuals, but as a community seeking truth, encouragement, and understanding. How you doing, Deacon Classic? How you doing this morning?
All blessed and highly favored. All is well, brother. All is well, brother. How are you, brother Souls?
Hey, doing well. Hey, they said it's better to be seen than viewed anytime. Hey, we ready, man.
Let's go.
Y'all, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a blessed one today. It's gonna be a blessed one today. We got a lot coming for y'all today on this Sunday Servus. Make sure you spell that right. That's serve us. We here to serve you, and we want y'all to serve us back. You can do that by hitting the like button. You can do that by hitting the super chat. You can do that by just leaving a comment, and you can do all the things that are free. As Deacon Classic always say, hit the like button, share this with a friend. All that is free. It is free. It is free.
Yeah. No charge.
No charge at all. No charge at all. So just let you guys know, we're going to be getting into some great messages today. We're going to give you guys a lot of wisdom when it comes to the Sunday service. As you can see by the thumbnail, has the church become a stage play? Do you got anything for him, Deacon Classic, before we start this praise and worship real quick? Hopefully y'all enjoyed the choir at the beginning. We had the moms, and then we had every praise dance. We had it all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, but we got some more praise and worship for y'all.
Yeah, I just want to start off by saying the attitude of gratitude will take you the farthest. Let that settle in your spirit. Amen.
Say that again. Say that again for him, brother.
The attitude of gratitude will take you the farthest. Let that settle in your spirit.
That's very true. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
So. No, well, for real, y'all, we appreciate y'all today. We're gonna present the Thunder Choir, or some people might call it Thunder Choir. They have a great presentation for us. We're gonna get them onto the stage, give y'all a little praise and worship, and then we'll be right back in about a minute or two to open up with opening prayers and wisdom. So here we go. Thank you to the choir. Thank you again. Thank you, Deacon Classic, for getting them
Woo.
ready and prepared. I think we got the best choir in the world, man.
Yeah.
Choir, man. That was our youth choir. That was our youth choir.
Hey, yeah, we we just getting started now. Hey,
That was our youth choir. Y'all don't understand. That's our youth choir, man.
Classic.
Welcome in to the congregation. Appreciate all y'all. Soft rain. Good morning. Don't you say have good Sunday, gentlemen.
Good Sunday.
Lord,
Yes, Lord.
So we're gonna let me know, brother Deacon Class, when you're ready for me to open up with prayer, and then we're gonna get this church thing started, man.
Yeah. Well, the opening prayer is on you today. You said you had the words of wisdom. I'm fully prepared, man. If you want to go ahead and take the stage, brother Souls, we ready for you.
Want to thank everybody who made it in this Sunday to the greatest service on, I guess you would say the greatest service on social, the greatest social service, welcome in to Sunday Servus, and we're going to open up with this prayer. All right, family, before we get into today's message, let's take a pause, let's center ourselves, and let's get to the word. God, thank you for another day, for giving us breath, for bringing us all together. Whether somebody is tuning in live or you're going to be watching this later, we ask for wisdom, clarity, and open hearts as we talk today. And we pray that this conversation leaves somebody better than they came into this service. That's our ultimate goal, is for you to come into this service and leave better than you came. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here today. Amen.
Amen. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother, for the opening words.
Classic.
Man. Yes.
Always.
Oh, we got the chat going crazy. Miles in the building. What's happening? Jay Zilla, find you a copy of the Ethiopian Apocrypha. He going in already. So Soft Rain said, amen.
Classic.
We came to do it right now. We came to do it right. So Brother Souls, if you want to quarterback us into today's opening message, has the church become secular? Is the basis of the message today. And if you wanted to open up with it as just a question, would you like to start?
Yeah, so the question of the day, or the message of the day for this service, is: has the church become secular? And family, today's it's a reflection question, a reflection for you, reflection for us. Has the church lost its spiritual foundation? Are we still grounded in God's truth? Think on it, share your thoughts. I know a lot of us wrestle with this today, but we're going to show you guys an actual video of Bishop Wooten, who kind of talks about this. It goes on at the Women Evolve little symposium they do every year. So we're going to share that. And we're going to want to hear you guys' thoughts. Me and Deacon Class are going to give our opinions as well. But chat, fire it up. It's Sunday. Do you guys feel that the church has become secular?
People are trying to do. They're trying to love these people more than they love Christ and still claim to be true disciples, and will fool you. And there you go, paying registration down there at the heathen gathering, and everybody stand up there practicing in a church gathering, boots on the ground.
So as you guys can see there, Bishop Wooten talks about the Women Evolve conference. They were there actually supposed to be praising God, but they were practicing boots on the ground. I'm gonna start out with you, Deacon Class. What do you think the world is heading to? What do you think the church is heading to? What do you think about this?
Well, Brother Souls, if I have to be honest to correct my people, the church has turned into a business. The church has turned into a business. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. The church stopped being about work, about connection. You understand? The church is a gathering, right? So when we put that gathering together, there's supposed to be a frequency, a vibration that goes off, and that creates the antennas. In the word, does it say when there's two or more gathered,
together,
we can have some church? So that look like a 10,000 gathered. But in the name of what? In the name of what? Let's just see.
Like Jezebel spirit to me.
Oh, but when I told them on TikTok, on God's TikTok, when I told them that the Jezebel spirit was running rampant, I got a lot of pushback. But all that power, all that energy in one building, that energy, if you put it on the praise and worship that y'all supposed to be there for, the healing that all those people who paid money to be at that conference were looking for could have taken place. But instead, we chose to do what? We chose to put on the conference. We put together the order of operations. I'm talking about the people who headed this event now. We put on the conference. We took these people's money. We took their tithe, the offering. I'm sure they sent the basket around of some sort. You know, they taking Zelle at church. They got ATMs at church. Let's talk about it, saints.
Yeah.
So in this situation, with all that frequency in the building and all those people devoted time and resources to be present in that building, they sowed seeds to be in that building. In return, they got line dancing class, step aerobics. The devil won, didn't he?
Yeah. He continues to win. It's very unique to me. See, I seen this a long time ago, and I hate to say names, but you know, on Sunday we have to speak the truth. I seen this really the most with Pastor Todd. You know, Pastor Mike Todd. You know, he came out with his book. I think it was like some relationship book he came out with. But if you watch any of his service, he always has a big elaborate show going on. He's also the pastor who spat in his brother's mouth on Easter service. I don't know if y'all heard about that. You heard about that, Deacon Classic?
Oh, I heard and saw it. I saw
it. So I noticed that, you know, church has become a spectacle. I think it's very hard to not pay attention to what's going on. Like I actually seen something where I think it was Tyler Perry was putting hands on TD Jakes. He had TD Jakes falling out. When has the roles been reversed? And it's the word also tells us not to be of the world. We do a lot of worldly things. We play a lot of worldly games, and it's very dangerous to do these things. And as Deacon Classic and I always sit down and talk to you guys about is that a lot of you guys are fooled by those people who call themselves Christians. It's not a lot of Christians out there, guys.
Classic.
It's not a lot. And if you really look up, nobody is really Christ-like. So when you really break down the word, I don't think none of us are Christians. We might try to work in that direction. If that's what you believe in, you might be working in that direction, but no one's perfect. So there's no Christians out there, but this is a very dangerous thing. And I always notice that the women are the easiest to be influenced. Let me say that one more time. The women are the easiest to be influenced. Why would you think it's appropriate to do boots on the ground at a church conference? Come on, the chat, y'all quiet today on this Sunday morning. When has it become appropriate to do line dances at a church conference? When I was little, we had lock-ins. You had to know we had games where you had to run up and know the verse and the Bible verse, and you had to know the words to every Bible verse. You had to know certain songs. We played fun games that actually taught you who God was. And now we playing boots on the ground. Next, we're gonna be playing pin the tail on the donkey.
Classic.
I would hope not. I would hope not. But yeah, it's turned into entertainment. You know, I think a lot of old-fashioned folks, you know, who grew up in the old-fashioned, especially the Southern churches, where, you know, when they saw the emergence of productions like what Kirk Franklin brought to the forefront back when Stomp was big and GP, Are You With Me? And all of that was going on. You had some elders at that time that pushed back against the idea of all of the robust and, you know, all of the, you know, just the smoke and the fire and the, you know, there was pushback at that time. I recall it. And I think like I discuss often, when you allow people to start things, you have to understand already before you press go on this, before you make it socially acceptable, where do we stop it? What's the demarc? What's the cutoff? What's the limitation? Because then how far do we allow people to take it? You just you just said there was a pastor that spat in his brother's mouth. That was for virality. That was for virality. That was to go viral, you know, and when you in service moving like that, you know, so it's I think that a lot more folks that are rooted properly need to be a bit louder. Let the if we want to discuss solutions, right? Because has the church become secular? I think we agree, yes. But we always try to have solution-based conversation. So Brother Souls, I would say bring back some of the smaller churches. The church I grew up in was my grandfather's church. We probably had, I'm talking about on a booming day when it was busting, might have been 50 of us in there. That's full. It's full. About 50 of us in there. And I'm talking about everybody came. And there was no choir. We were the choir. One person led song service. They start the song and everybody joined in. And the members were the choir. We sang together. And naturally, because we black folks, everybody in there was black folks. Naturally, there was a band. One person started hitting their thigh. One person started clapping. Somebody else, they done brought a little tangerine in they handbag. All of a sudden you hear and next thing you know, we in there and it's busting. Oh, you know, it's like, you know what I mean? And so we didn't, and it was just like that every Sunday. And that's what we came up in. And my grandfather, when he ministered, it was always about 30 minutes long. He said anybody stand up there talking to you for an hour in a sermon, they finna start telling you how they feel. They ain't speaking for God no more. He said if they up there for an hour, they telling you how they feel. Yeah, so that's what he stood on, and the message was always to the point. After the service, if somebody asks you, what they talk about today at church, you could tell them what books, chapters, and verse he came from, because it was that on point. You know what I mean? You left with the message in you. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't so much extra. You bringing folks up on stage, showing demonstrations, how to catch me. I mean, do what you got to do. Your style is your style, but I think the production of it is taken away from the connection that some folks really truly need to heal, because that's supposed to be a hospital, right? That's supposed to be a spiritual and emotional hospital up there, you know. But instead, you get a concert. Go ahead.
But I think a lot of these pastors too are trying to use their antics as their excuse to get members or get those broken people into the church. That's what you hear a lot of. Is like, we're supposed to take people as they are. Like everybody take these scriptures and take them out of context. You know, it's different when you think about the story of the man that they raised to the roof of Peter's house that was disabled. That's what they mean by come as you are. When the man was waiting by the troubled water and he thought somebody had to push him in, that's what we talk about, come as you are. The woman who waited on God with the issue of blood, that's what we mean by come as you are. Not mean that you're supposed to be out here going to the places and encouraging people to think your church is now the place where they need to hang out because their lifestyle is accepted. When I think about church, I think about Onyx.
You think about what?
Onyx.
Club Onyx?
Yeah, Club Onyx.
Yeah.
I think about Club
like
Onyx. I think about church today. And people are like, what do you mean? Well, for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to go to these places, you know, Club Onyx, you know, it is an adult establishment.
Amen.
There is women there, you know, that are dressed as adults.
Classic.
Same thing you see in the church today. There's people wearing things that you would never seen in a church house. Today, I'm dressed like your best pastor would be. You know, I got a name brand, church brand. I got a Scully on. This is how your pastor is in front of you today. Hey, let me show y'all something. Let me add something to the state. You see this right here?
Yeah.
We getting haircuts in church, y'all. Let me show you some. See, we got evidence behind the words we're providing.
I think if God tells you no, you're getting punished. Instead of if God tells you no, he's protecting you. You think if God doesn't allow you to get the position you prayed for.
And he's not getting he ain't playing around with his head, y'all. He literally giving him a full cut. Look at that hair. He's literally lining him up, tapering him. This is a full cut.
That somehow he hasn't heard your cry, but he actually is answering the prayer you didn't know how to form in with your lips. By not letting you get into a position that you will be locked into because he knows you're a people pleaser. And if you got that position, you wouldn't leave there for 15 years. And 3 years from now, he's going to open up the actual destiny step that you need. So he told you no now to lead you to the place of purpose. But if you desire comfort at the expense of desiring the cut, not from anybody just regular, I'm talking about from God, you will miss out on what God has for you. I wrote it down like this because I just came back from the beach and I wanted to give a praise report. I know we don't do testimony service anymore in church, but I want to give you a praise report. I've been to the beach a lot of times.
We don't do testimony service because we too busy getting haircuts.
Now, why they don't do testimony service no more?
Because they too busy getting haircuts. We don't have time for y'all don't even understand how they have changed the concept of church. When I was young, kind of like what Deacon Classic said, I did the same thing. We went to 8 o'clock service in the morning. Then you turn around and go to Bible study or Sunday school, as we called it. Then you went back to the 12 o'clock service. Then you went over and ate. The ladies in the kitchen got everybody right. You didn't get out of church about 3, 4 in the afternoon. Back in the day, it didn't even matter if you was a football fan. You missed that first game. You was not catching any football back in the day. You gonna catch that 3 p.m. game. That's about it. But it's crazy that now this dude is on this thing. And I could show y'all a million videos from him. A million of them. And he's one of the most popular and probably the most wealthiest pastor there is. And I want to tell you guys something too when you think about this stuff. Think about it. This is your money being used. This is your tithing being used. For churches to put on the spectacle, they have to use the money that you're providing. You think that barber went up there on that stage for free?
No, he probably got paid $400 for that table.
And he did 3 or 4 services. Pastor Todd does about 3 or 4 services a Sunday. So he did this full time. Yeah, y'all know they could have too. They could have.
That's church meets TikTok. Mm-hmm. That's church meets X. You know what I'm saying? Like this is church meets the internet. You know what I mean? Because now and that's why I'm not really a big fan of mega churches. I'm not a big fan. I'm not going to, say that something's wrong with it. I'm just personally not a big fan because when I look around and I understand business to a degree, I'm not going to make myself seem like a master business guru. But when I look around and I see the production and I'm looking at the size of the facility, I'm looking at how many lights y'all got up in here. I'm looking at how many members in that choir. I'm looking at how many people, how many band members you got. I'm looking at the pyrotechnics. I see the little crew that y'all got sitting in the middle of the crowd that got a view of the stage, that's handling the lights, the sound, the microphones, all of that. I'm looking at how many people in that crew, and I'm just putting it together how much it's costing, per Sunday, just to, like you said, just to run this thing, just to have this thing powered up with all the pieces that you got. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm seeing all these members come in here, and it's like, ain't no way you can't preach about prosperity. You got to keep this engine going. You know what I mean? There's no way that you can't, you know what I mean? The healing part of it got to be secondary. We got to make sure they feeling good when that basket come around, regardless. You know what I'm saying? And so the business of church, I think is one of the things that we need to figure out as a people in regards to how we want to, because I remember the last time I had went to church, and I'm not a frequent church goer. I grew up in church. I'm not a frequent church goer. But the last time I went to Servus, it was at probably like a mid-size. I wouldn't say mega church, but close. Close. And you know, when I was there, they literally had the big screen up there with the projector, and it was showing when it was tied to offering time, it had a sign. I'll never forget it. It said the 4 ways to pay. And then it had, you could put bread, like cash, you know what I'm saying? And then it had like a little parentheses at where the ATMs was located. Then it was talking about it took cash out. They took like Venmo, PayPal. They had like however you want to give it to us, check. You feel me? And I'm looking like, and I just started on the screen, and they came around to me. Hey, yeah, because I'm not. Listen, what's going on? You know what I mean? So I have questions, I have concerns, because you always have to look at the so-called shepherds.
Yeah.
Today's time, the so-called prophets of today's time. It's scriptural that there will be some semblance of an antichrist, right? So you have to see which one of these pastors going to get big enough to lead the sheep straight in off the cliff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's scriptural now that there's supposed to be some level of a almost to the point where he's being worshipped like a second coming. You know, like so who is it gonna, you know what I'm saying? When you able to hold the attention of 4 crowds of XYZ thousands per Sunday, and you getting a lineup while you teaching to me off an iPad, you giving me God's word off the iPad while you get a lineup, and then I'm supposed to give you 10% or 20% or listen, and then they don't just want your tithe. See, that's what I'm saying. The business, they ask for the tithe. Then it's another section, love offering. You see what I'm saying? Then it's another section. Getting there, you laughing because you know I'm right. You know I'm right. By the time you get done paying for parking, it's like that. It's like that at these. By the time you get done paying for parking, you know what I'm saying? Tithe, love offering. They had a guest minister today. We want something for him, right? right. No, yeah. By the time you left church, you spent $400. It's the same as getting a section at the club at this point. I'm just let's talk about it. We got comments though, Norris. We got comments. Hey, shout out to the chat, man. Chat 333 in full effect. And the Souls chat in full effect. Soft Rain said, like the stream, comment below, share with the friends, subscribe, and more. We love it. Joe Jess said 333. Shout out to Joe. Soft Rain said it doesn't take all that to teach God's word. Come on, you talking now. She said, I know the evolution of church is important, but the word hasn't changed. The production isn't needed to put it out there. My question to you in regards to this is, do you feel like the production helps or hurts, or it doesn't help or hurt? How do you feel about the production though, Soft Rain? She said they are paying for the entertainment. So they want a concert. So I thought we wanted healing. I thought we wanted connection. Ken Smith, shout out to the Classic League. What up? International. Ken.
Classic.
Tapping in from Abu Dhabi. Chris Dale said good blessings. Yes, Lord. What up, Chris? We ain't seen you in a minute, dog.
Classic.
Sunday Servus in full effect. What you got in closing, brother Souls?
This, I want to preface with this. Me and Deacon Classic, we're not here to bash the church.
No.
We want to make that clear. We're not even here to bash Pastor Todd. But we are here to let you know this is why it's important to read for yourself. It's important for you to get into the word, know the word. Because it said in the beginning was the word, and the word was God, and the word was. Come on, y'all. We got it. This is first, these are basic things. Get into the word, because then things like this won't even be acceptable to you.
Classic.
That's the thing that the word teaches you. The word gives you guidance to know that when I walk into this place that we call church, this is not the way for me. This is not the place for me. And don't worry about people calling you a church hopper and all that. You got to learn the word for yourself so that you can have discernment enough to know that this is not the place for me. Because if you don't read, if you don't educate yourself, you will continue to you'll become what is it? I call it a product of your environment. Because there's people I know personally, I won't say names, But there's people that I know personally that goes to Pastor Todd church that I knew years ago that went to another church, my old church back in Louisiana, and I would never thought they would do the things they're doing now. And they were taught right. And this shows you how easily people are influenced by what's popular, by what's trending. And that's what we're here to do on Sunday service. I know some of this stuff might come off as we're bashing people or we're going hard on people. Hey, who knows? Pastor Todd might have saved a lot of lives. But if those people he saved actually get into the word, they won't be members for a lifetime. See, it's okay to go somewhere and get a message and become saved. But once you become saved, you need to understand if you're in the right place or not. Because there's a crackhead every day changing his life after he overdosed in a crack house. There's a man or woman in prison every day finding God after they done murdered or after they done hurt somebody. There's people in bad places doing bad things that still find God. We've seen it in the word. There were bad people who found God. So it's not about how you find them, but how are you going to live your life after you find them? Don't live your life after you find them by staying in the same environments that you found him in. And that's all I have for my people.
Yes, Lord. I like that, man. I think we can end it right there. I think it was a great discussion. I'll just say my quick closing piece too, just to preface it. I'm just all about like accountability. I think that when I'm very open about the fact that I'm not tied to a specific religion, but I very much so believe in God. And so I'm more so about, if we grew up in this book, we grew up studying this book, and it says certain things. And if you're supposed to be living in accordance to the things that it says, you shouldn't be mad at the messenger that's tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, you claim to be such and such, and you visibly in front of all of us doing the opposite. So not only are you responsible for your own soul, right? But no pun intended. But you're responsible for those that may look to you as a leader or look to you as an example, look to you as a mentor. If they can see you out here tweaking, and claiming to be one thing one day a week, what pattern are they going to fall into? So we just got to be responsible for each other. If that's the belief system we're going to tap into. So, that's all it is. I just wanted to, put my disclaimer out there too. You feel
Deacon, before you move on, you got some good comments there.
Okay.
Kind of go with the topic before we move on to the next.
Let's get it. Soft Rain said, I think the production is needed to pull the younger generations in. Miles Batchelor said, people are willing to buy a ticket to heaven.
Miles, where you be? Miles.
Classic.
Yeah, that's the main reason for using the production. Okay, I feel that. Miles Batchelor said, whatever the price.
Classic.
Miles, man. Miles said they willing to buy a ticket into heaven. Ooh.
Man, that's a whole nother. We're gonna have to bring that back.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bring that back.
Yeah, that was a good one though.
All right, that's what we got for the opening message. All right, so now we're getting into a reaction. The sermon. So we talking about sundown towns. There's actually been some recent not trends, but recent viral videos on TikTok in regards to a truck driver being in North Carolina and fearing for his life in a real way and capturing it on video, claiming that his life was in danger. And we got a few different videos that are going to give us plenty of information on how all this went down. And then we're going to speak about it. So here we go.
All right, I'm going to show you the rest of the video, but let me give you some backstory as quickly as I can. Clyde, North Carolina, a young black man is delivering mulch to a landfill dump spot, okay? He gets there 45 minutes early. He parks by the gate. Employee comes and says, normally everybody parks up the road and waits, doesn't come this far down. He said, I'm sorry, I've never been here before. The guy said, no big deal. I'm going to open the gate. Don't come in until 6:30. The owner of the place's son comes shortly after and goes, no, you shouldn't have been down here. Now you got to go behind everyone who's arrived since you and wait in line behind them. He said, we say a few words about it, and then I follow the instructions and go back there. He's sitting back there waiting, and all of a sudden that same guy and 5 of his friends come rolling up. He has a pistol on his hip, and he starts yelling about, "You took my phone." So 30 to 40 minutes of him accusing him of taking his phone and demanding to search his truck before he finally says, "Fine, just search my truck." And the guy doesn't find the phone. Then his dad shows up. They check the cameras and go, "Okay," and let him go. He goes to dump his load, just like, this is ridiculous. In the meantime, that guy apparently finds the phone, according to him, on the ground outside where his truck was. Like, he couldn't have dropped it there? No, he assumes that he stole it and then had thrown it by the truck. So he comes flying up the hill with the same 5 guys again and starts threatening him. And then they get 2 bulldozers and flip over his trailer and tip his truck over on his side. That's not on video, but this other exchange is, and this is absolutely insane.
What's going on? What's going on? What's happening? You driving that truck? Huh? Go get in your truck and be a good witness. No, I ain't driving that truck. I ain't driving that truck. Get in your vehicle. Now. You're leaving. You're gone. What happened? You're gone. Going where? You're going out. Who? You. For what? For videoing. For videoing, I'm going out. What are you talking about? I'm done. Yeah. No, I'm done with this shit. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Get your fucking truck. Leave me alone. Get your fucking truck till the cops get here. I'm leaving now. Give me the fucking phone. Let's go, bitch. Let's go. Get the fucking truck. Yeah. Don't get out of the truck no more. Don't get out of the truck no more? Take you out. Yes. The sheriff's department's coming to get rid of you and your fucking mud. Okay. So stay in your truck. Yes, sir. Before something bad happens. Yes, sir. Get in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shut your door. Shut your mouth. You're the sheriff? You're the sheriff, right? Yes. And you weren't trying to talk to me. Can I'm going to the window down? I'm done talking with you. Shut the door. Can I draw the window down? No, roll the other window down. Hey, sir, you slammed the door on the door. And that's all I'm recording. I'm going to put you in jail. That's all I'm recording for slamming on the door. I didn't slam it on the door. You did that? Yes, you did. Have it on recording. Get in the door. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all going to jail. Y'all going down. This town going down. Yeah, this town going down.
That man had to believe he was about to record his own lynching. That was the energy that was there. That's what it felt like was going to happen. And the fact that he was able to walk away from that, he is exceptionally lucky. But that is unacceptable. He needs an attorney. This is Clyde, North Carolina again. That business, apparently it was the owner and his son that did all of that stuff. This is insane. Anyone who can help, I'm going to tag him on TikTok. Please reach out to him. But this is unacceptable, and I want to hear what law enforcement in the area is going to do about it.
What's your that's the first video. So what's your initial reaction to seeing that in 2025?
That's rough. That's rough. Especially for everybody who know me and my content. Like that's rough to see that and to like see someone who's, because we always talk about people not complying. He was complying. He was just recording. He was recording for his own safety. And to hear the words, and they weren't playing. Like they were like low key, like they were saying everything other than the N-word to him. Like in every other way you could think about it, they were saying everything else but the N-word to him. Like they might say it. He might just, we probably just didn't see all of that. Like they didn't, and then that's crazy, man. And it's funny because I go back to Anton Daniels' show, man, when Molly said that white people don't fight like black people do. And that resonated with me because that Cincinnati brawl, everybody blamed all the black people for fighting against the white dude. But if you notice, he was talking to that white man who came up last already before. And that white man changed his whole tune after he had the backing of all his people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was like, I was just talking to you. Like, we just talked. Like, he knew his name and everything. Like, we just talked.
Yeah.
Now you finna tell me if I don't move my truck, I mean, if I don't get in my truck, something bad gonna happen to me. Like, what happened? We just went from 2 adults talking to now your gang of people come up, and you about to pretty much, like old boy said, he almost walked into his own lynching. So it's rough, man.
Yeah, and this is why I always on my platform, all allegedly and for content creation purposes and entertainment only. This is why on my platform I always tell people, safety is an illusion, and you are better off staying dangerous. In that situation, all that yes sir, yes sir. When you when y'all already got weapons on y'all person, right? And y'all got numbers. I'm just talking about the law now, everybody. I just want to talk about the United States government law. Okay, they have weapons on their person that I can see. So they're not concealed carry, they open carry. I can see them. Cool. I got me some stuff too, but I'm concealed. Cool. Y'all got numbers. So that already just your numbers, without me being able to see that you have a firearm on your person, just your numbers against me means that I have the right to say I could fear for my life, my whole life. You see what I'm saying? Off rip. But adding the weapon into the equation really gives me more leverage in this situation. Bro, I'm not doing all that yes sirring. Hey, listen, I'm going to go get back in my truck. Y'all tweaking for flipping my truck over. I'm finna go get back in the truck with my dog. We going to wait for the police to get here. And, the rest of this will be handled by my attorneys. I got everything on video. I'm through talking to y'all. I'm through talking to y'all too. I'm through talking to y'all too. Then if you done talking, we done talking. Then what's next? What's next? Because as soon as he up, all 6 of them, it was 6 of them, I don't miss. Allegedly, all for content creation purposes. And then none of them. Yeah, they flipped his truck with the bulldozer. Oh yeah, we got another video, but I'm just getting into our initial response to this. But understand all that yes sir and not, because he not dangerous. They wanted to search that truck. They weren't looking for no phone. They wanted to see if he had, something to protect himself in that truck. That's what they wanted to see. He knew that phone went. How your phone in my truck and you ain't been in my truck? How is your phone in my truck and you ain't been in my truck? Now you want to search my truck to look. And then the fact that he conceded to allow them to search the truck, nobody's been in your truck, so their belongings ain't in your truck. That's just what it is. So you're not getting in my truck. Now, again, where do we go from here? It's a stalemate. You requesting something, I'm not obliging. So what's next? What's next? Because it can get, if you staying safe and you not staying down, your dog can't protect you from them. They'll adopt your dog when they get done with you. You can't be driving cross country all through the United States of America in these with these semi trucks and thinking you could just do your job. This is what I mean by people not having their glasses on. You got to know where you at. This is America. What y'all thought? I had to drive through a sundown town to go pick my cousin up from school in Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
Not at Southern Illinois University, but in southern part of Illinois. I had to drive through a sundown town, and inconveniently, we were driving. I was picking him up like in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So this was it's like 2 a.m. when we driving back. So I got him from school. I had another buddy ride with me. So it's 3 of us in the car, and it's in a part of Illinois where you to get to the school, you got to jump off the highway and ride through this small ass city or this small ass town for like 8 or 9 miles, just straight road, low ass speed limit. And you just got to cruise through, and it's a straight sundown town. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I'm painting the picture for you. At the time, I'm driving a Buick Roadmaster, the old school Buick Roadmaster, right? With a dent on the side, no tinted windows, right? So we look like we going to go drop off a pack of, a couple pounds of some herbal or something. You know what I'm saying? That's how we appear.
Yeah.
But, it looked like some hood dudes from the city, but we just want to go pick our homie up from college, right? We got coming back from driving through. I was cool. Coming back, we got followed from the point that we crossed the city line into that sundown town. We got followed by a sheriff's car the whole way till we got to the highway entrance. It was like 10 miles straight. And the speed limit was like 25 through there. And I did 26 the whole way. 26. He was like, cuz, whatever you do, don't even go 5 over, bro. Don't even go 5 over. Don't give them a reason. You know what I'm saying? And we just crew. But listen, when I tell you that was the longest, like it took like 20 minutes to cover that 10 miles, bro. That was the longest, like 20 minutes of just like, I'm talking about 10 and 2, radio low. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, but at the time we young. I'm like 19, bro. I'm not Carrie. I'm not, we had some numbers, but some pepper spray. We weren't gonna win. You know what I'm saying? We weren't gonna win. So you just gotta be aware. As grown men, you gotta have more understanding. But there's another video. Let me knock out a couple of these chats. So Soft Rain said list of sundown towns by state. Where can we find that? The New School Green Book. I think they said it's an app for it. We gonna Miles Bachelor said the word was implied. Yeah. Yeah. They had that energy with the ER on the end too. Yeah. Joe Jet said, I definitely let people know it can happen. Yeah. Joe Jet said they know who to trust. They know who to try. Yeah, your energy got a lot to do with it. He can, like I said, he made some concessions where he shouldn't have, and they started to get increasingly more bold. Yeah, what I'm saying? You gotta show your fangs a little, show your teeth a little bit. Miles Bachelor said, I live in Cincinnati. The brawl didn't happen citywide. Sucks that my city is being dragged. What happened is a microcosm of America, happens everywhere. Yeah. Agreed. Let's look at this brother who's actually a truck driver that's weighing in on this.
It's not going to, ever since I posted that Sundown Town video, there's been a lot of people inboxing me about their story. A lot of truck drivers hit me up about their story. And at this point, if the government is not going to protect us from these towns or not going to do anything about them, then there has to be an easier way to like let us know about them and let us know where they are. Dude just told me his brother and his nephew tried to take a road trip across the country and went through Alabama and tried to take a back road, and he ain't seen them since 2013. 2013, he ain't seen them since. All they found was the car on the side of the road. Another girl just told me she worked for Amazon. She drive the vans for Amazon, and she was in Melbourne, Florida. She went inside a Publix to go piss, came back out and looked on her windshield, and it was a note that said, you better not let the sun beat you out of town. And Amazon tried to send her back over there the next day, just said go earlier. If the government is not going to help us get rid of the towns, then they need to help us know where the towns are and stay out of the towns. We need a GPS just for us or something. It need to be something that simple. It's a GPS letting us know, hey, no niggas allowed. Your skin too dark. No town for brown. Down, nah, hell no, like something. And everybody that's hopping in the comments like, well, I lived in Florida my whole life. I've lived in Alabama and Georgia my whole life. I've never heard of such a thing. Lucky you. White dude in my comment section right now talking about, well, sundown towns weren't about violence. They're about community. What? There has to be something we can do, because just driving through towns with our fingers crossed, hoping we don't break down or run out of gas is not enough. It's not enough. For everybody else that just keeps saying like, oh, you just scary as hell, you pussy set, bro. If you ain't never been on one of them country back roads in your life, shut up, bro. If you ain't never been on one of them dark country stick, nothing but trees and dirt road, your headlights barely catching what's 20 feet in front of you. All you hear is wind, and you got a Bible on your lap. Bro, it get real lonely, real quiet, real fast, bro. It's not like driving through the hood. Everybody like, oh, it's just like driving through the hood. It's not like driving through the hood. It's 40 people on the porch in the hood. It's people playing outside. It's this dude over here selling this. It's a group of girls right here. It's people trying to buy something and sniff something and crack and sell something. It's cops over here in the hood. It's not like the hood. It's just you and them sticks, you and them trees, and you don't know them woods like they know them woods, bro. I'm telling you, bro, it's different. We need something, bro. We need something. We need some kind of heads up. We need some kind of GPS or something, because having that tool on your hip and that Bible on your lap is cool until it ain't enough. Ever since.
So he actually details a story of a situation. He's talking about the responses to his story. I have the story of the situation he was in, but I'll summarize it. Pretty much he was driving to a certain part of Florida and he had to stop for gas. And it was like a small middle of nowhere place. And the lady at the gas station was like, where you doing out here in these sticks? You just passing through, whatever. And it was like early in the day. Said he went back to his truck to start his truck, and his truck wouldn't start. Tried it again, it wouldn't start. Called his dispatcher. Dispatcher was like, we're gonna send you a tow, be there in like 2 hours, right? So he like, all right, I don't want to go back in the gas station. Lady was a little creepy. It's hot, you know, I can't start my truck. I'm gonna just sit out here and, you know, thug it out or whatever. Says he goes back in because it's hot to get another Gatorade. The lady's like on the phone. Or no, he said the lady ran out and was like, hey, you know, you've been sitting out here a while. Is everything okay? And he's like, yeah, my truck won't start for some reason. You know, I guess when he lifted the hood to look at it, that's when she ran out, see if everything was okay. Said my truck won't start for some reason, you know, and, you know, my dispatcher going to send me a tow. Said it's going to be like 2 hours. And she said, 2 hours? Are you sure there's nothing you could do or whatever? And he's like, well, you know, no, whatever, right? So he said he goes back in to buy a Gatorade. She on the phone with apparently the police. And he hears her like in his ear, like, you know, pretty much saying like, hey, I don't know what's going on. He's been out there for a while. So he don't know if she calling some people on him or for him. So he said he got in the truck, called the dispatcher, like, man, I don't know what y'all got going on. Y'all need to, you know, hustle up. He said 5 minutes after he went in that gas station and heard her on the phone, a police car pull up. It's a black officer. He come to him. He said, hey, man, come with me. I'm going to give you a ride, you know, somewhere else. And he's like, man, I can't leave my truck. His valuables on here, whatever. The black officer's like, no, man, you come. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, you know, you're going to ride with me, you know, leave your truck here, lock it up. You know what I'm saying? And we'll come back, you know, at a different time or whatever. So he said the officer on the way, he like, you know, the mall area or whatever. He's like, I'm going to take you over there. It's a good area. You know, I'll put you over there or whatever. So he called his dispatcher. He was like, well, you know, I need to be by my truck because the tow going to come. And he was like, listen, man, in about 45 minutes, that sun was going to go down and you was going to go missing. That's what the officer told him. He was like, so you don't need to get from over there. We need to get from over there. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's what the police officer said. He said, the lady in the gas station, I know her personally. You know what I'm saying? And then he said his dispatcher called and he was like, where you at again? You know, to come pull up on him. He told him where the truck was. And he was like, oh, the tow truck man was like, oh, I'm not coming over there at this time. I'm gonna come get your truck tomorrow. So everybody knew except for him. He wasn't aware of like what this area is. You know what I mean? So these places are still real. I don't know why people thought they went away. Like if y'all ever took a road trip and y'all cut through certain areas and it's just straight crops and houses every few acres. And like the type of people that work them lands and live in them, you know, they come up under some old laws. some old laws that have been passed down from generation to generation. You know what I mean? And they real good at hunting. They real good at, you know, tying rope. They good at a lot of things, you know, so.
But how do you feel about it though? Because it's almost like in this instance, right? You got a white woman who obviously don't agree with it, but knows it happens. Mm-hmm. Then she got a black cop that knows like, hey, I'm gonna get this black cop to get the black person to safety. Like, how does that make you feel that we're operating in a society where, man, like we know racism exists, but also there's still good people out there who don't look like us. Like, I think that's a hard way to live. Because you take people like me, for instance, right? I probably rolled through a sundown town, didn't notice it, but didn't pay attention to it. But I'm sure they're out there because I did my research after Deacon Classic sent over the information, and they still exist to this day for sure. Yeah. They got a list of them. But how does that make you feel knowing that, like, well, there are some good people that look like that, but it's still some people under the old laws? Like,
how does it make me feel?
Yeah.
I think it's nature. I told you, I don't live under government. Don't have laws. They have rules. Rules are changeable, amendable, adjustable. Laws don't change. Tornadoes still occur the same way. Hurricanes still occur the same way. Some we manufacture them, but it's a formula to it, right? The weather conditions get to a certain way, and these things happen. Laws don't ever change. Trees still move. All this stuff is law, right? So I live under nature's laws, and I believe that every species alive has natural-born enemies. And sometimes your natural-born enemies are of your same specification, right? So all cats, all felines don't get along. You know what I'm saying? A lion and a cheetah will beef in a minute. A cheetah and a jaguar will beef in a minute if they in the same place. You get what I'm saying? So all cats don't get along. All dogs don't get along, right? The wild dogs and the wolves be into it, right? So there's natural born enemies in the human scope too. all reptiles don't get along, all fish don't. You get what I'm saying? So I think that there's never going to be a situation where all of one species are in complete harmony. All birds don't get along. So do I think all humans have natural born enemies? Yes. There's some people who don't like you deeply for said reasons. Their reasons don't matter. Your ability to protect yourself is what matters. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to drive wherever I want to drive.
Gotcha.
And you just have to understand when you shouldn't be talking. See, I'm about, we always try to make it solution-based conversation. So here's your solution. If you ever I've been in that situation driving to Alabama, there was like some road construction and my mother and I was driving to Alabama and we got off the highway, which she never does. It's like a straight shot. And we got off the highway and we took like these long, but it was broad daylight, like early in the day. But we took these long country road for like a good 30 miles before we got back on the highway. And I was like, I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad it's not dark. You know what I mean? Like, this is like really like no lights, no, I just can imagine how dark it gets, how creepy it was already creepy in the daytime. You know what I mean? But at the same time too, you know, my mama know she with me. We got enough for a crowd. We got enough with us for a crowd now, allegedly all for content creation purposes. Yeah. So yeah, man, you got to stay dangerous and understand when you shouldn't be talking. Hypothetically, I'm on a dark road. I done drove from Wisconsin in the middle of the night before through some sticks, just like that image he showed. It looked just like that for like 20 miles straight. You know what I'm saying? Before you get to like some civilization and you driving through this dark road. And it's like, man, if we break down over here, I'm not talking to nobody that's not the tow truck driver. You got to know when you shouldn't be talking. If three Caucasian dudes walk up on me in that situation with fitting the description, overalls and shit on, you know what I'm saying? Pot belly from drinking beer and spitting on the ground all day and shit. They fit the description, right? I'm not talking to them at all. Hey, you need some help with your truck? I'm upping. I don't need no help. Help yourself away from me. And I'm with it. I'm on all that. Come back and it's up there. I'm brandishing. Off rip. Go back and get a tribe. When y'all come back, while you up the road, I'm gonna go get the shit that with the attachment on it. And we go, I'm telling you, if I'm taking a road trip, bro, we equipped for whatever. Because I know where I'm at. People got to know where they at. Like they always say, like, oh, the gun laws are too loose, and you know who needs an AR-15? And you, as a black person, having firearms is a form of self-care. I'm gonna say it again for y'all because y'all don't hear me. See, as a black person, having firearms is a form of self-care. It don't even matter how you feel because the people that'll do something to you, they like them, they love them. People like, oh, I don't like fire. And I don't care about how you feel. I'm finna have some in every room. I don't know where I'm gonna be when somebody kicked the door in. I might be in the bathroom. It's John Wick. It's John Wick. I'm going under the sink. I don't know what that was, but when I come out this door, it's hot. It's hot and I ain't missing. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta, I'm from the trenches. I don't know, Norris. We still learn each other. I'm from the west side of Chicago, K-Town. I'm from 4100 block Adams Street. It's still hot over there. It's still hot. I'm from seeing SWAT raids directly across the street from my house. Police cars parked damn near in my front grass. You understand me? I'm talking about the police with these when I'm 3-4 years old. Vivid memories. They pulling people out, all that. So I'm from seeing something. It ain't nothing to catch somebody on the ground bleeding. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing to be walking in the house with the grocery bags and boom, 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 boom. Your mama pushing you up the stairs. Y'all get in the house. I'm from that. So I understand that there is no safe. You're as safe as the people around you are sane, and they can lose their mind any day now. So it's an illusion, and you gotta what Uncle Plug say? Act accordingly.
Yeah.
You gotta act accordingly. That's the long and the short of it. Because you would never catch me in a situation where I feel like I need to cower. You can't be in that truck driver. There's no reason he shouldn't have had 2 or 3 of them things on him.
Yeah.
He should have been ready to go out in a blaze if necessary.
But see, I think go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think that's the difference. Because I want people to understand like the difference in conversation, right? Like classic is different from other, because a lot of people, everything you just said about that scenario about being pulled over, if they come up, how they look in overalls, all that. It's the same thing that white people say about black folks when your pants are sagging halfway down your butt, when you're walking around in the wrong city where they don't feel like you belong here because it's a very wealthy city. You got a hoodie on in 90-degree heat, a shiesty mask, and a book bag. I know Classic probably will feel the same way about those people than he felt about the other people.
Yeah.
So it's different with Classic, but with the world, y'all will get so mad if somebody classify you by what you look like. You see what I mean? Like a lot of our stuff is like what they look like, the usual suspects. You know what I mean? I don't care what you do. You can pull up any news station right now. Most of the time when you hear a shooting, it's going to be the usual suspect. They're going to look exactly what you thought they looked like. Yep. And it's funny to me that we are okay with accepting that we know exactly what that racist white guy was going to look like, but then we're not okay with when people judge us for how we look like a certain way.
Yeah. That's some of that black privilege, right? That's that black privilege. We love to go into victim mode, and then we, you know what I'm saying? That's what that is. We get to be victims at will. At will. Oh no, look, he judged a book by its cover. Listen, the dude that hurt you, we all got a cousin or somebody we know that we done lost to some violence. The dude that ran up on your people looked like him. So why are you mad when they judging the book by its cover? Yeah, if I see 3 YNs and shiesties at 10 p.m. and I'm just trying to walk my dog, I'm crossing the street. I'm crossing the street. I don't even want to see where this goes. They may be minding their business. I don't even care. I'm crossing the street. And if they cross with me, I know what I got to do. Like it's like skiing now. You got to have it with
you. Yeah.
Okay. I see what this is. Dog trained. So we gonna, we gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you right. You make a great point. Wow, like, that's a great nuance because it's true.
Yeah, like it's weird to me. I'm like, we know, like every one of them guys look exactly like what we expected.
Yeah.
None of them surprise you. Like,
nope.
None of them. You know what I mean? But it's like, okay, we accept it, we get it. But then when we put the shoe on the other foot, we angry.
Yeah.
They call me the N-word. Now, you look like, and I can tell y'all this from where I'm from. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. We got places in our city that'll be considered sundown towns too, but it ain't ran by white folks. Don't forget now, there's some neighborhoods we used to have a place in Bossier City called Jack Quarters. You could not ride through there after 10 p.m. You could not.
Who could?
We couldn't. If you wasn't there, if they ain't know you, you had to know somebody who knew somebody, or like even your own people couldn't ride through there, like at all. Like it's cities like that. I tell people all the time. Our church was in Allendale. I don't know if you remember the history of the Bottom Boys, that gang that was out in Shreveport, Louisiana. They got like a documentary on there, but it's crazy. He said, "Why cross the street, OG? We're trying to sell candy to raise money for you." Well, yeah, right.
Classic.
Yeah, right.
Right. I'm selling 9 millimeters.
If it is.
At 10 p.m., you try to sell me some Skittles, you gonna die for those. Allegedly.
Classic.
That's funny. They do roll up on you like that now, though. And you're right, Joe Jet. They do roll up like that now, though.
Yeah, selling candy in the shite.
Yeah, they try to get to their little league football tournament.
They ain't gonna make it. They not gonna make it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Where I'm from, it is exactly what it looked like. They ain't wearing no sheep's clothing, none of that. A wolf looked just like a wolf. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And that we got that link. Were you able to click on that link that April sent over? Because do y'all think this is legal?
Let me find it. She said she
to have like a list. You see what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm about to click on the link now. Yeah, I see it. Historical sundown towns. I'm trying to see how to. So it's in blue. So you just click on the state. Okay, let me present this to y'all. Yeah, you just click on the state.
Yeah,
and it shows you the areas. Let me see if I can find the spot I went through. Y'all can see that, chat?
I think you would describe it Anna, Illinois, man. ANNA.
Let me see. Anna. Does it show where it's located on the map? No, it don't show on the map.
Okay.
But it says strongly Democratic, which is surprising, right? You would think the sundown towns would be Republican, but it says comments 1990 median owner occupied housing, blah blah blah. What does it say about the risk though? Anna, Anna has been said to mean ain't no N words. Yeah. I'm trying to see where it's located on the map though.
You'll probably have to put it on your phone or something and see why.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's got Bellwood. Ain't no way. Bellwood, that's the west side. That's like that's a west suburb of Chicago.
Yeah, I'm looking at Texas right now, and it's the same thing. Like white settlement, like that's where the base is, the military base over there.
Yeah, some of these places ain't sundown towns though, or it's not sundown town for nobody black.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is showing you the status up until the 2021. Because back in 1950s, settlement has 10,827 people, and only 7 of them were black.
Damn.
yeah, like so.
Yeah,
but
this
some
is
of
crazy.
these cities, some of these cities I'm seeing on this Texas list, I can definitely, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. But that's what I'm saying. If these lists are so abundant, right? This list of places is so abundant. You got to understand that what I'm saying is real. Like safety is an illusion. You know, it's a perception. Like people really hit that little latch on their door, and then they got like the little app for their ring cam, and they swear they doing something. It's like the wolves don't care about none of that. They gonna cover their face. You know what I mean? Pull up on a bicycle or steal a car. You're right. Nothing tied to my nothing tied to my name, nothing tied to nothing. No cell phone, burner phone. They know what to do. This technology ain't stopping the wolf. It's just making them more sophisticated. The wolves adapting just like the citizens adapting. So I just think it's important for people to just have an element of what we talking about in the code language, boldness.
Oh yeah.
You need to be able to show you when necessary, right? Because a warrior's greatest goal is peace. But when necessary, you need to be able to show your teeth. And I think that's a bit of a lost art too. Just to add a little nuance to this point that I'm driving home is that I always motivate and encourage men to take up some type of a combat skill. And not only that, but just learn weapons, learn them, just learn how to use them. Learn if you pick up a firearm that you've never operated before, you should know the things to look for to be able to operate it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, how I drop the magazine out. How do I rack do this catch? Is there a safety on this one? No safety. Okay, boom. You know how to check the chamber. You should know what to do. Basic firearms 101. As a man, you can't run around saying you protecting nothing, which is keeping it tied to Sunday service, which is your biblical, scriptural duty. You can't say you protecting nothing in this land of these laws if you don't know how to handle that fire. Because the bad guys do. That's what I keep iterating to people, because you know how people be telling. I'm sure where you from is less prominent. Everybody play with them things. Yeah. But in the Midwest, you got a lot of people that are like, I don't like firearms. It don't matter. Yeah. Bad guys love them. So get with it or get run over, because some people walking around every day as food. And then one day they get ate. You can't. The fa la 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 la, everything's okay. It's not a real thing.
And also, man, like I know I ain't gonna get too far off the topic, but this is why women have to submit.
Oh,
a woman who doesn't submit would cause you to lose your life.
Classic.
A woman who does not submit will cause you to lose your life. That's why I be telling people, stay next to your partner, pay attention, stop looking around. Stop being a tourist everywhere you are. Like that stuff is so serious to me. I tell my daughter that. I tell any woman that. Act like you've been here before. Like even if you don't know where you're going, don't act lost. I tell people are watching at all times, man. People are watching all the time. Like pay attention. And that's why women, when a man tell you to move. He might seen something 5 minutes ago already.
Yep.
Already. Like we are paying attention. I know I do. I pay attention to everything. I could be somewhere, but yeah, it's time to go. But it's time to go. You can get that shirt later. You can get that shirt from another location. You know?
Yeah. Little stuff too. Looking at exits. Okay. This is where we came in at, but this ain't the only way to get up out of here. Okay. If we need to, we can go out that patio, jump over that little fence. If we need to, we can, you know what I'm saying? If I need to, I can boom, boom, boom. You just got to have a little sense of, just a little understanding of if it go left or if anything, you know, unpredictable occurs, you give yourself a higher probability of survival. And people, you increase the possibility is one thing, but your probability goes up with your awareness. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm not mad at you going that direction with it too. But when you say women need to submit, that's so funny because it made me think about the fork in the road analogy. Like you notice something and you be like, I move. And instead of her moving immediately, right, she need an explanation as to why. And time is of the essence. And now and that's why the explanation can't always be necessary. The consultation cannot always be necessary. Yeah. That's why I told you, sometimes you got to be able to just call a shot and it just go like that. Move. Yeah. Okay. Ask me in the car. Ask me on the highway.
Yeah.
I'll explain what we say. Ask me in the bed. Matter of fact, let's make it. Soft Rain said, never sit with your back to the door at a restaurant. Yup. Joe Jet said, hand-to-hand combat and weaponry. Cortez in the building with the 333. What up, chat? What up, chat? We appreciate you. Make sure y'all heavy on the like button. We appreciate it. This is the first Sunday service. You ready to move into that final prayer?
Yeah, I'm interested in that last one.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, okay. Let's do it. So today we're moving over into the code language conversation, which is also known as our final prayer. And today we're going to be discussing hypothetical. So we're going to go to the book definition, as we always do. And the definition of hypothetical of based on, or serving as a hypothesis. Hypothetical of, based on, or serving as a hypothesis. That's what a hypothetical is, okay? So let's start like this. Brother Souls, when you hear the word hypothetical, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
A possible situation.
Okay, a possible situation. I'll say the first thing that comes to mind when I hear hypothetical is not real.
Okay.
Or not real yet. One of the two.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because on this one, I have to say it's kind of a gaslight for me, because there's so many times in conversations where you'll discuss something hypothetically, and people will get triggered and angry, and they don't stop to remember that we're not discussing something real. We made this up just for the sake of conversation. You actually mad. So you know what I'm saying? So that's it's like, it's touchy. And it happens with men and women. You have a dude tell me, no, so bro, you telling me you wouldn't have my back in this situation? You really? No, you're not loyal, dog. Bro, we're not even in the situation.
So do you feel like it's some truth in hypotheticals?
Okay. That's a great question. Could be. What's the
hypothetical? I mean? Because if you're giving me a scenario, and it's just a hypothetical, but that scenario has happened before, is it really a hypothetical? Are we using the word right?
Depends. It's a great question.
Because when you break down hypothesis, that's a proposed like explanation of something. Like they're still investigating. It's a starting point. So have we been using this word wrong the whole time? Like, man, give you a hypothetical.
Well, no, hypothesis will be a prediction, right? But it's an educated guess. But it's a prediction of sorts. There's some reasoning and some logic associated with it. So most of the time, if you're using a hypothetical, I guess it has to be to some degree fairly realistic. Like, this situation may not have occurred, but it's possible. And if it did occur, then how would you X, Y, and Z? But those conversations are dangerous.
Because it says a thetical. If you took off hypothetical, just mean something laid down, absolute or positive, similar to a law.
And then hypo, under, beneath, down, hypoblast, hypodermic, less than normal or normally hypothesis, hypotension. So in a lower state or oxidation. So hypo and then thetical means what again?
Thetical meant something laid down, absolute or positive or similar to a law.
So essentially they're saying beneath that, hypothetical, right? Something less than absolution or less, but and then by it being rooted in hypothesis, right? Then that brings in the element of like prediction or guessing to a degree. Okay. So, but that goes back to what I said, not real yet or not real at all. It depends on, you know what I mean? Like what do we discuss? Let's make it real. Somebody give us a scenario, chat. What's a hypothetical? And then let me ask you this while the chat get active on this. Do you think it's safe to discuss hypotheticals with your woman on a regular basis?
Not at all. Not at all. And the reason why I probably would have had a different answer before I started this content.
Classic.
But after watching content, producing content, like I haven't heard a woman answer a yes or no question yet. I haven't heard it at all, dog. Like I'm talking about people going all around the question. Like so nah, I don't think it's safe to ask.
Yeah, them hypotheticals gonna do more harm than good.
I don't think it's safe for men to answer hypotheticals from women.
No. We ducking and dodging. No, I don't know. You know what? Look. I don't know. I'd have to be in that situation. I can't tell. I have no idea. I never put my mind on that before. We're not doing that.
Soft rain double talking in here. What's she doing?
A supposition or proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidence as a starting point for further investigation. Okay. That's a good definition of it. Or break that. What's that? The overview? A supposition or proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidence as a starting point for further investigation.
I think is she doing hypothesis?
It felt like it. It seemed like hypothesis or the overview of hypothetical. Hypotheticals work in prep for self-preservation, but not in hoping for the best. Oh, elaborate on that, Miles.
Yeah. That's a good one, though.
Yeah, I like that. Elaborate on that for me. Soft Rain said a proposition made as a basis for reasoning without any assumption of its truth. See, that'd be the thing too. It'd be some assumption of truth on them hypotheticals. You ever get asked a hypothetical, you answer it, and then they tell you lying. You lying.
Yeah.
That ain't what you would do. So you already decided for me. So what you asked me for? Miles said thesis. I believe is the root word. Thesis is the root word. Okay. Chris Dale said, yeah, I feel that. Soft Rain said they may become expectations if discussed in relationships.
Elaborate.
Give us something. Yeah, give us something. Yeah. Soft Rain said hypothesis definition. Hypothesis definition. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
yeah, that's what I read. I was like, it got to be a hypothesis.
Yeah.
What you mean? It may become expectations if discussed in a relationship.
Yeah, it depends on what the question is, because see that the question matters. Because normally, see, in hypothetical situations, normally the question is a setup. It's normally a setup. Oh, I'm trying to get your POV or your perspective or whatever on this for said reason, and then there's some enigmatic reason that you don't, or some esoteric reason, and you like, okay, then you trying to figure out how do I answer this without ending up, you feel me, in the doghouse, or whatever the situation is.
Do you think, because this Sunday serve, but everything goes back to what we mainly talk about. Do you feel like hypotheticals have actually ruined a lot of potential relationships? Because like you said, if somebody asks you something, trying to hear your response to it and they judge you off of that, I feel like we do that a lot in life, where like we'll give somebody a hypothetical and be like, what? And then you don't even want to fool with the person no more.
Yeah, I do. I think hypotheticals I'll take it a step further. I think assumptions ruin relationships a lot because, like the example I gave you, right? Someone, man or woman, may give their spouse a hypothetical or their girlfriend or boyfriend a hypothetical, right? And the person answers it to the best of their abilities, and they like, you lying, you know. Well, they might say it like that, but do you mean that? Do you really think I'm lying? Did you already answer for me in your head? And do you think you know me better than I know myself? Or either that, or you think I'm being disingenuous on purpose? But either way, it's kind of a bad situation to be in. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think assumptions, curiosity didn't kill the cat. It was assumptions. Curiosity was wrongfully convicted.
And I was looking at it. It said assumptions or something valid. It said assumptions and hypothesis. So I'm assuming that's what Miles was saying, that the thesis is the root word. So assumptions and hypothesis says validated and invalidated. It says assumptions that will probably kill your. It goes into like all these different studies.
So an assumption is a hypothesis that somebody believes.
That's what it looks like. It says, what's the difference between an assumption and a hypothesis? Let's see. So hypotheses are educated guesses that you hope to test. Let's see. It's a lot of studies done between these things. An assumption is the starting point of a logical argument.
The starting point of a logical argument. I never looked at it like that before.
Me either. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think words are dangerous, dog.
Yeah, dog. And that's why I do these code languages, because sometimes we got to get back to, open your books, class. Sometimes we got to get back to knowing what we really saying too, for real. Because, the misuse of something and somebody really understand what it means, they might receive your message wrong. Chris Dale said, what is the science knowledge bones? Is there a typo there? Or something? What is the science knowledge bones? What you mean, Chris? Talk to me. Because I'm not sure how to answer that as asked. But yeah, man, hypotheticals, I think are there's two different things, right? Depending on the frequency and the vibration of the conversation, you could use a lot of hypotheticals to just genuinely learn a person better. You can. If you're on some positive type time and they on some positive type time, when you're young, you remember dating and you played a question game and you and the girl exchange questions and answer each other's questions back and forth to get to, that's kind of hypothetical too. You throw some hypotheticals in there. Would you ever if you was ever in a situation, would you, whatever, you throw that stuff out there and you could genuinely learn a person better. But if given a hypothetical situation to assess character flaws, right? That's the energy behind your hypothetical. A lot of times hypotheticals are already pointed, right? Hypothetically, if you were surrounded by 10 zebras and 2 lions, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like already you put my back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like none of these hypotheticals, sometimes they already paint you in a certain corner and now you got to try to figure, it could be what we call it, loaded questions. It'd be a loaded hypothetical. That should be a new term that I create, loaded hypothetical.
I will push back a little bit and say too, though, that even answers of a hypothetical question tend to not be true. And the reason why I say that is because, like, especially in the mental health world, right? I don't know if y'all ever did those little studies where they have you fill out like your personality and they give you a color. Orange, blue. And I always tell people that stuff's not true, because Classic working in a corporate environment, his color might change because of where he is currently. Like if you're present where your feet are, things change, right? Because Classic can give me a hypothetical today that I feel one way about, but I can get older or gain some wisdom or knowledge, and he can ask me that question a year later and I can answer it a totally different way. So I always tell people that you got to be very careful with trying to judge people off how they respond. It's just like taking somebody in an emotional situation. If they're emotional at that time, their response is going to become more emotional. That might not be their logical response, but their emotional response is what you got. And then you only remember that emotional response. So that's why I always tell people you got to be very, very careful with like trying to judge people off of when you ask them a question, how you ask them a question, why are you asking the question? You know what I mean? What was the tone of the conversation throughout the day before you asked that question? It's a lot to this stuff. I'll try to explain to people is like, yeah, them hypotheticals, man, they could change.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to, that's where grace comes in, right? Because this is Sunday Servus. That's where grace comes in. That's where, you know, having some mercy comes in. I think, you know, you have to give people room to evolve. And then another thing too is, I guess I'm going off on a tangent. Here we go. Let's stay in the comment because I think I was gonna go off on a tangent. Chris said scientific method answer the theory with a method of investigation. So you're talking about to address a hypothesis, I believe. Hypothetically speaking, a husband asking the wife about possibly adding a sister wife. What you on? Well, you trying to start something today? Classic. Because I think we have been upstanding gentlemen, Deacon Classic. We haven't cursed. We haven't, you know what I mean? Like, and then here comes the antagonist. The chat been chill all day. And here it comes. Brother.
But think about that, Classic. You could break that down deeper, right? Think about this. This answers your question that you just asked me. Because look at how a female broke down that a hypothetical could become an expectation. Just take that.
Yeah, that's scary.
A hypothetical could become an expectation.
Yeah, because
so how are you hearing me? Like, how are you hearing me? Like, if I'm giving you, so did you hear the word hypothetical?
No, it's real now. It's real now. See, I was trying not to. I thought because it was Sunday service that there would be none of this.
Natural born crash dummy.
I thought because it was Sunday that we wouldn't have to be here, but I guess we've arrived. When a woman, let me get my Charleston White. When a woman asks you a hypothetical, it's real now. Y'all in that situation, and your answer has everything to do with how she gonna look at you. It's real now. How you could throw a hypothetical out the window. Now, if I ask you, Norris, if it's two guys talking and we having a conversation, I say, dog, man, if we in a bar and three dudes approach us and it's 3-on-2 and these dudes got us backed in the corner, you know, hypothetically speaking, man, we want to take our chances or you going to try to talk them down? What type of dude is you? You will answer that. I'll take you at your word, you know, but I ain't going to put too much weight on it because we not in the bar. We not in the corner. Three dudes ain't approaching us. It's not real. It's not. This right here, I don't even want to answer this because it's loaded. It's a loaded hypothetical. I'm coining that term. Loaded hypothetical. It loaded. Hypothetically speaking, a husband asking the wife about possibly adding a sister wife. Brother Souls, would you?
No,
do you want to?
No. What did Brother Biles say here? Brother Biles has a response for.
What he say? Miles said, "I will hypothesize for a worst case scenario. Hoping for the best is like gambling." Okay. So you getting ready for the worst case outcome, and if it's better than that, you was already in good position. Soft Rain said, "No, LOL. It shows he's interested in it. He thinks about it." But that's what I'm saying. See, I'm trying not to. She got good bait on that hook. It's good bait on that hook now. She's trying to get me, dog.
It's almost like we create our own definition even after hearing the definition.
She talking about it shows he's interested in it and he thinks about it. I'm trying not to, you know, she gonna get me because
I think you could answer it without crashing.
I ain't gonna crash. Crash. My spirit in the right place today. It's one of them situations where most men, if they could have it their way, would experience some level of variety. And that's so even asking, I mean, his nature His nature is yes. Now, if you gonna tell him how it needs to look, what this polygyny or sister wife setup needs to be, like I covered a reaction video the other day where a woman was like, yeah, I'm open to polygyny if I can pick the girl, and she got to look like this, and I got to be attractive. And so she took everything out of his hands. Yeah, you could do it if I quarterback the whole setup. I got a point guard the whole thing, but yeah, so on my terms, yes, right. So if that's the setup, you know, hypothetically, I think most men aren't interested in that at all, and I think that's typically the setup. If you introduce that conversation hypothetically to the Western woman, I think that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get met with, if either no, I'm not open to it at all, you know, that's crazy. Even hypothetically, that's crazy. Or you're gonna get, well, yeah, I'll be cool with it, but she got to look like, they're gonna start giving you their stipulations and terms and conditions to approve it. And that goes back to my conversation about the permission slip. I don't know if you wanted to do that here, but we have to. It needs to. We're not done with that. But yeah, we definitely not done with that because I haven't got any conclusive nothing on it. So, but yeah, so. She said it's all love. Don't crash. It's Sunday. I ain't gonna crash. I ain't gonna crash.
We ain't.
But
just,
yeah,
it's one of those things. I mean, I think people could see. I think we have to understand that, you know, these two genders are they're totally different. Like literally, we men are very logical. We hear it, we take it for what it's worth, and that's how we expound on it. A woman will take a word and then create another word out of it. You would take hypothetical and make it an expectation.
That's tough.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's like literally the definition of making making something to to a molehill? Was it what they call?
Oh yeah, molehill to a mountain.
Yeah, that's literally that. Like we went from that means we almost can't even have casual conversation. Because in everything I say, I have to be so cautious on what I say, because it could be something you either think I expect or something that you want to start making into an expectation.
And that's manipulation
at its finest.
That's manipulation. And it could be gaslighting as well. Yeah.
That's why I always tell people I think it's more female narcissists than it will ever be narcissist men. When you break down the full definition of a narcissist, women, I think, has more traits than men do to become a narcissist.
I agree.
We just give women more grace, so we don't look into things as deep as like a woman looks into men.
Yeah, I agree. Because I will add to that and say that men get humbled by life a lot more often. So even if you try to be on your high horse, there's many things in this world that's going to knock you off a few times over. So you know, at some point you start to settle in and realize, okay, like whatever I achieve, whatever I obtain, whatever I gain, you know, in the words of John Legend, we ordinary people. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, you still got to sit down and squat and take a, you know, and get the waist out like everybody else. Like you ain't, you know what I mean? So Soft Rain said, I said it may become. See, and that's the danger of it. Because I'm gonna be real, it don't even come off like that. It come off like it's real now. I'm telling you, when a woman lay out the hypothetical for you, it's real now. Answer it like it's gonna happen tomorrow. If you go, first off, I'd advise you not to answer. Because they loaded. The hypotheticals are loaded. They're loaded. So I would say not to answer. But if you must, answer it like it's a real situation. And I would tell you to go the political route. Yeah, be political. Don't do it. The absolute truth will not set you free
at all.
I hate to tell the truth, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, that's the last segment. That's the code language, the hypotheticals. So make sure y'all be wary, be cautious, be aware.
Classic.
Is there any prayer requests, better known as Q&A from the chat? Any prayer requests that you guys had? Look, he was already on it. Any prayer requests? Anyone? Anything that you would like to talk about? How much time you got, class?
I got time.
Okay. Anything y'all would like to talk about? While y'all thinking of that, you know, I just want to let you guys know, help us not just treat these ideas as hypotheticals, but to live in them out the way that we show love, grace, and truth every day. So I just want you guys to remember that. Live out these ideas, man.
Yeah. Yeah. While we wait for the prayer request / chat Q&A to come in through the chat. Can we hear that thunder? Can we hear that thunder choir one more time? You still got that? You still got that pulled up?
I can get it pulled up for. Let me get the choir. We got to get the choir assembled, guys. Give us a second.
Yeah, let us get the choir. Can y'all come on back on up here for us and just do another rendition while we send the basket around?
Let's see here. Y'all make sure y'all share this, man. Make sure y'all hit it in the comments. So
like and subscribe.
So
super chats are open on both platforms. You know, anything you do, go back into this channel for sure. The chat, just so y'all know, y'all brought me some new headphones, chat, and y'all brought me a new camera. So if I'm coming through 4K, shout out to chat 333. Everything go back into everything for y'all, man. That's what we doing. Chris Dale said, You
ready? The choir is ready. They're ready.
Yeah.
So we're going. One more time, choir. One more time. One more time. We got to keep it going. Keep it going. right, that's it. That's it. Deacon Classic was gonna sing over the beat. $50. $50. $10 to get you some anointed oil sent to your front door ASAP.
Shout out to shout out to Soft Rain with the super chat. We much appreciate it. Yes, Lord. Yo, Joe Chat with the flames. We gonna let them repeat. Yeah, we had to run that back. Closed mouths don't get fed. Bless the spirit, Chris Dale. Yes, Lord. Yes,
Classic. Lord. We got one, Deacon. We got one. Jay
Zilla. Okay. Jay Zilla said, do we hold our pastors to the same standards as movie stars? Okay, chat. All right, chat. Great question.
That is. Before we answer it though, Deacon, Jay Zilla, who do you feel has the highest standard? Because we got to know where our congregation is coming from. We want to make sure we answer this accordingly.
Does the pastor or the movie star have a higher standard? Do we hold the pastors to the same standard as
the same standard? Got it.
Right. Okay.
Jay Zilla stupid.
He's talking about R. Kelly. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Do we hold? So that means it's supposed to be, do we hold our pastors to the same standards as movie stars?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you this. I would say yes. And the reason why I say yes is because we have started to notice that we have not just seen these people on platforms, we have put these people on platforms. These people are no longer just preaching in front of a pulpit. People are putting pastors, people are worshiping the person now, not the word.
Yeah.
People aren't going to service to get the word. They're going to get the entertainment, the opening act. Is he gonna come out and get his haircut today, or is he gonna come out and do bench pressing with dumbbells on all this stuff? We're seeing it. Is he gonna spit somebody's mouth today? I feel that we hold pastors pretty much to almost a higher standard than superstars, because if a movie star do something wrong, we really don't care. It kind of blows over. But when a pastor does something wrong, i.e. when we thought allegedly for content creation purposes that TD Jakes was part of the Diddy, no Diddy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People went off on it. So
yeah. To my understanding, he's kind of Diddy's type. No, for content creation purposes. And okay, but off of that, do we hold our pastors to the same standard? Yeah, that's why.
I ain't got no tie.
Yeah, I saw this dude. I forgot his name. One of the gangster dudes from LA said on 6-0, he seen Diddy hitting Carl Winslow. That's what he said. All for content create allegedly. Huh? No, not whack. It was the other dude. What's his name? The dude that they send to go handle the business. What's his name?
Yeah. He in jail right now.
Loose cannon. Yeah. He said he had the Diddy party. He hears somebody going not a party. He just said he had Diddy house. He said he hears somebody going crazy upstairs. He said he go up there thinking, you know what I'm saying, somebody. He opened the door. He said on the set. He said he seen Diddy hitting Carl Winslow. So that's his type. I heard. You know what I'm saying? Big belly, bald head. That's what he liked. Allegedly, all for content creation purposes. What up, Tristan? What's going on? You ain't walking in on nothing weird. We talking about this question from the chat. We talking about this question from the chat. Jay Zilla said, but would you stop attending their service? Well, it depends. Let me ask you. Let me give you my first take. So, are the pastors at the same standard as movie stars? I would say it's very much similar, because now the expectation, like you said, the expectation is entertainment, right? It's the priority should be the message, right? The medicine. the connection. That should be the first priority. Now, adding some sauce on there to bring more souls to the church, that should be in there, but it should be secondary, right? The antics, all of that stuff shouldn't be your first mission. And I think that's been out of alignment for a long time. I think that getting this money is first. I think the way to get the money is second, which would be keeping up with the antics and the hoopla and the viral clips and all of that. And then I think making a real connection and teaching the word will probably be third, if not fourth on the list, because then you still got the church politics. These people really beefing with each other. The church is beefing with each other. Then you got the churches beefing with the Hebrew Israelites outside the church. Then you got it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So yeah, I would say fourth would be spreading the message and the word of God. That's like fourth. You know, I don't even see a lot of these churches pushing people to evangelize no more. You know, y'all make fun of the witnesses, but at least they going, whatever their message is, whether you believe in it or not, they going door to door to see if you need help. You need some help? You need healing? You looking for, you know what I'm saying? Something out of all the doors they hit, they might hit 100 doors, but if they get 3 souls, they feel like it was worth it that day.
Yeah.
That's what they feel like. So, you know, it's something to that we might want to tap into. He said, but would you stop attending their service? No. It's the club. You could literally replace your club habits with a mega church. You ain't gonna age out. You can age out the club. At some point, you become the old dude in the club. You ain't gonna become the old dude at church. And it's popping in there. They still wearing you can still see all the same cleavage. They in there with hip meat out. They'll show some skin for the Lord. So it's the club. No, am I gonna stop? If I was a mega church type of dude, that means I'm a social person. I don't think introverts go to mega churches, right? So if I'm a mega church type of dude, I'm social. I'm looking for fellowship. Right. And it's a lot of women in there to fellowship with. Amen. Thus saith the Lord. There's a lot of women up there at the mega churches to fellowship with, especially if you the type that can sit through 3 services. See, my brother Souls right here just said he used to get starting at 8 a.m. and getting out of church at 3 p.m. If you have that type of endurance, the amount of beautiful women that you will see in a mega church in Houston, in a mega church in Florida, in a mega church in Vegas, you go to one of them, listen to me. Would I stop attending? No. I am there to be fruitful, thus saith the Lord. Understand what I'm saying? So no, I'm not going. If I'm that type of guy, I'm in there. Tristan said, I was about to say, no, you ain't walking on nothing weird, gang. You good. He said it's performative. Yeah. So I think ultimately, brother Jay Zilla, when you ask, do we hold our pastors to the same standards as movie stars? I'm gonna go with it. If I gotta go yes or no, I'm gonna say yes. The exact same standards. Entertainment first. And then their next goal is to tell you who to vote for. They want to keep your influence now. They want to keep the influence. What you got for us, Souls? I see you pull something up.
Yeah, and that's what I was finna show Jay Zilla why they're not going to stop attending. Because regardless what you want to say, and we'll probably talk about this next week more in depth, but music has become more secular in the gospel scene, right? Because this is what gospel rap sounds like now.
Don't believe in no wish you well, can't wish you well. Pray that God gon' keep you safe and sound, no waiting around. Where my mind gone, my thoughts screaming loud, you calm me down. Know what I'm on, so long I was lost, but now I'm found. No, way different, step back and listen. Hear what you saying, I don't wanna miss it. I hear the snake and I know that he hits. When I make a mistake, I get up, I ain't think, no that.
Now I ain't hating because I like Caleb Gordon. I like him. I got all his albums. You know what I mean? I'm not throwing shade at all, but the more you try to run away from it, they're just going to bring more things that look like what you like anyway. And we probably talk about it more next week because the Maverick City guy actually exposed, you know, how Maverick City makes their music and why they do the frequencies that they use. And it's a lot to this stuff, man. It's a Hulu series out there that talks about them.
It's all psychology.
Mm-hmm.
It's all psychology. It's the reason why today I chose to make these lights in the studio purple. I set them whatever color, you know, it's all psychology. So Miles is cooking today, though. He's on fire. Check that out. He said people also hide in mega churches, less likely to get called on the carpet.
Classic.
I told you folks ain't going for healing. Remember when you knew somebody that needed some healing? And you could take them to your church, and you knew you ain't have to do nothing else but get them in the doors, and you knew your pastor was gonna bring it home.
Yeah.
He was gonna bring it home. They get in there, they start doing the altar call, and that spirit that your homie been dealing with or your friend been dealing with, and they get the, you know, that they get to moving. You feel me? When they start being able to sit still and they say everybody rise, and they have people close their eyes and bow their heads and hold their hands up, and he start doing that altar call. If you need anything, if the spirit of the and they can't sit still. I'm talking about all of a sudden you look at your homie crying. Why are you crying? You've been good all service. He start crying, and you know they get that soft tone. Yeah, and if whatever that is that's been weighing on you, whatever test the enemy has placed in front of you, the God wants you to know that it's okay. And today, if you need anything at all, if you step out into that aisle while heads are back, they remind you ain't nobody looking, while heads are bowed, eyes are closed. Everyone is focusing on the Lord, and their energy is pointed in this direction. You can peacefully make your way on up to the altar, and by the time and they say everybody open your eyes, and you raise your eyes, and it's a line of folks up there ready for some prayer. They ready, and your homie up there, I'm talking about, can't keep it together, and that's you know what I'm saying. That's when you used to really go to church to get that healing. I done took some homies to church, and I'm talking about, I ain't never seen this dude cry before in my life. I'm talking about snotting and sniffing and you think somebody dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, and it get heavy. It get heavy.
Now they trick them though, Classic. Now they don't tell you to walk up. They tell you raise your hand. And if you obedient, you're supposed to have your eyes closed. So what? Then the pastor start lying to you. I see one back there. I see one over there. I see, because once you hear somebody say they see it, now when you were uncomfortable, you go ahead and put your hand up.
Yeah, that's manipulation.
And then you open your eyes. You're the only one that had, you're the only one that came and tapped on. And I tell people, man, they get you. I seen this when I was in basic training, man, military. People that ain't never go to church a day in their life. You'll think they found Jesus Christ and seen him and everything. Because Sunday was the day that you didn't have the drill sergeants around, and it was a free day if you went to church.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't go to church, you got to stay in the dorm and clean up, fold clothes, do all these. Everybody, you can't fit us enough in that church. You got people in there pouring out, but they're not crying because of Jesus and the Spirit. They're crying because they miss home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot, man. You can see it. You can see it. Like Tristan said, it's performative for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Tristan said facts. Yeah, man. But getting called to that carpet, that's a different thing. And I think that's a lot of what a lot of folks in society need. They need to be called to the carpet. I think that it benefits us all to start calling things. If we gonna consider ourselves to be spiritual, if we gonna latch on to these doctrines, then latch on to them fully, because that's also in your word too, not to be lukewarm. You understand? Yeah. So you pick a side. Like when I tell y'all all the time, I'm not, hey, listen, I believe in God. I believe in reading the Quran, the Torah. I believe in it. I'm with, but like some of the details, I'm not in alignment with, and so I'm not gonna claim to be, right? Because you got to pick a side of the fence. God don't. You better off being where I'm at, where I say, hey, I'm not that. I'm rocking with you, but I'm not that. You better off scripturally. You better off in that position than to say that you are, and you on the fence, and then because them the ones that gonna get it the worst according to the word.
Yes, right.
You know what I mean? So I think calling stuff what it is. Even the black church let the alphabet community in, and that's where again, if you need healing, that's where you're supposed to be. But they're not asking you to change. They just telling you can come in here and just be you. It said come as you are. It didn't say stay as you are.
Yeah.
It says show up as you are. We get you right. You ain't supposed to go in there and stay the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's a conversation for another Sunday, because I don't want to run the audience off because it's touchy. But yeah, you're not supposed to, but that's when the capital is first. When the capital is first, we'll disregard the word in all of its text, right? Because clearly certain things, and I won't specify because I don't want to offend anyone, but certain things are considered to be an abomination.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't come in here every Sunday for a year and we not working on that. Yeah. We just gonna keep letting dudes switch with the collection plate, because they'll give you a role too. So it's they'll give you a job in there. You switching around with the collection plate in the Lord's name. That's not right. That's not right scripturally.
I'm gonna tell you this: if you going somewhere and they read you one scripture, and then the rest of the service is all their opinion, find a new spot.
Classic.
Because the word doesn't need help. The word does not need to be assisted. The word is the word. He already gave us parables. I don't need you to give me your parable. He already gave me them. Like, the word speaks for itself. He said, little homie crying with a freak Nick shirt. You can wear what you want to church now, too, Miles. That's the day. You can wear whatever.
Look what Tristan said. He said, we even got LMNOP pastors up there preaching, but they skipped that part of the Bible.
Yeah.
They'll omit it if they could. Snatch it right out of there.
Yeah, that's why I think what Miles said goes both ways, right? Because he said people also hide. I think a lot of the pastors hide in mega churches. Like, it's kind of like what Classic said all the time. They're actually hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, if you're a mega pastor, right? You got 5,000 people filling up 4 services. That's 20,000 people, not counting the 5,000 to 6,000 online every service. If 10 people don't like what he do, he ain't losing nothing.
No.
He can hide forever because I don't want to be calling out these pastors, but y'all know there's some pastors out there that y'all wouldn't go back to their churches if you really had it your way. Especially you women who talk about fidelity. A lot of your great leaders that y'all support every Sunday has openly cheated on their wives. Then they'll go sit down in front of TD Jakes and cry in the front row, take hiatuses off of their church in South Carolina, if you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, like, it's crazy. I think a lot of the pastors hide in plain sight, and mega churches allow it. So it's not just the people, it's the pastors. A mega church will keep you safe. Like Classic said, we grew up in them old churches where it's 30 people go. So you know, if everybody ain't tied in this stuff, we're gonna be struggling. We might not have service next week. You know what I mean? Like, it's a difference when you can't hide. You know, it's a difference when you see your pastor working in the same plant that you work in next to you.
That's true. Pastors should have jobs. I'm big on that. I don't think this should be your job. That some ain't right about that.
It's always somebody late. It's always somebody late. Go ahead and we'll read it.
Look, because it's about to be. But Soft Rain said, should women be in the pulpit? Scripturally, no. And the word said no. Leading the congregation, no.
In what way, though? What way are they leading the congregation?
Scripturally, they were appointed to be help meets. So they supposed to be assistant at all times. They're not technically supposed to be in leadership roles. I mean, unless you're talking about over the children to a degree.
So how do you feel about Sarah Jakes taking over the Potter House?
I feel the way the Bible feel about it. See what I'm saying? That's the thing. We got to go back to that. That's what I grew up on. That's why I had to get away from it, because I don't even want to be associated with the hypocrisy that is the Black Christian. I don't want to be that. And this is not an attack. It's just me being honest, because it's the only way to move forward, you know. But I don't want to be associated with the hypocrisy that is the Black Christian, because the word directly speaks against it. Directly. It's not one of them scriptures where you read it and you don't interpret it for thyself. And we got 5. No, it's clear. It's clear. So they're not supposed to do it. They just, you indirect. So the gathering that's not even no longer church. We out of bounds.
Yeah.
We gathering in the name, but we gathering in sin. Yeah, I don't know that's somebody gonna have to show me some book, chapter, and verse that shows that where that's acceptable.
I got something better for y'all. I'm actually gonna have hold me to it too, Classic. I got a good friend in Maryland. She's actually a pastor. And she's very renowned in the state of Maryland, man. She does a lot. And we used to have these talks all the time. I'm gonna see if I can have her come on for one of our Sunday service when she has some free time, because I think these are topics too that we need to be able. We don't have to agree, but I would love to hear it from another side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would love to hear it from another side.
Yeah. Soft Rain said, I agree. Just wanted to ask. Oh, I know you knew. I actually know. I know you knew that. I ain't gonna lie. Exactly. They're supposed to be sitting there with that Shirley hat on, saying, "Amen. God's word is solid." Yeah, yeah. But again, feminism got into the church, and the reason why feminism was able to infiltrate the church is because they prioritized the money and not the word. They prioritize the money and not the connection. I told you the first priority is supposed to be connection. It's not even supposed to be the Bible. The first priority is supposed to be connection.
And women love to follow women who break the rules.
Yeah.
Let me say that one more time. Women love to follow women who break the rules.
Classic.
That's why we have all these arguments now.
Soft Rain said, "Amen." Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's just the real of it. Feminism infiltrated everything. It's infiltrated society in general as a whole. And you see how it looks now. Okay, you have more women in leadership positions across everything. Women supervisors, managers, directors, VPs, business owners all together, pastors, etc. So we've put more women in charge of things. How does society look today as far as discipline, as far as spirituality, as far as emotional intelligence? How does society look today versus let's go, when did feminism kick up? The 60s?
Yeah,
it was like something like that. There's 50, 60, something. It was a long time ago. So let's just go back to the 80s. How do we look as a society today as far as discipline is concerned, as far as emotional regulation is concerned, as far as traditional marriage is concerned?
It was actually the early 1800s to 1900s was the first wave. The second wave that we talk about started in 1960 to 1980. And then the third wave came from 1990 to 2000s.
Yeah, and that was the most impactful. That was the one that sent us over the edge. But we can go back to the 80s. America was a lot more Black Christians were a lot more Christian in the 80s than they are right now. And you have to look at what am I saying? The outliers, right? Okay, what things are common denominators, right? What's the same? What's different? Well, in the 80s, you know, we weren't the least married people in the country in the 80s.
Yeah.
We were going down, but we weren't where we at now, right? So you didn't have as many single parent households, right? So that adds into some of the lack of discipline, right? Because the fathers understand. Then on top of that, in regards to emotional regulation as a society, same thing. All of these things trickle down, and then that's what happens too when you start seeing women pastors, and you got the youth ministry by let's just say it's a youth minister, a woman youth minister. Now you got a circle of 16, 15, 17-year-old boys and girls sitting around, you know what I mean, getting the word through a woman's lens, through an emotional perspective or interpretation of God's word. See that it gets tricky, it gets touchy, but these are the conversations that we have to have.
But it's our fault, Classic.
When you say "our,"
I think it's the men's fault when it comes to the church for sure. And the reason why I say that is because why do you need a woman to teach a woman's conference when the word is the word?
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
I don't need a woman to teach a woman how to be a wife if we're using the word. It speaks for itself. That's why I always tell people, you know, once you really pay attention, a lot of this stuff y'all should know is all money based, because a man can teach you everything that he needs to teach you to be a wife, because it's in the word. And that's the word is the first thing y'all women go back to. I'm a Proverbs woman. I'm a virtuous woman. Are you? Because you go back to the word when you want to go back to it. But we got to send a woman to talk to you about how to be a wife.
Yeah, it's not I want to add something to that. You understand that being as cumbersome as it may sound to the modern woman, what being a Proverbs 31 woman consists of, as like enslaved or as bondage as it sounds to them, or whatever the case may be. You know, life is a lot easier for that woman.
Oh yeah.
This is an easier life. Like, you're choosing complicated. Yeah. the soul ties, the liberation, as y'all would call it, the in and out of relationships, the traumas, all the different experiences, both physical, intimate, emotional. Like you're choosing complicated.
We finna go up, Classic. I'm telling you, once you click on the comment, we about to go up.
Soft Rain said, well-behaved women seldom make history. Laurel Thatcher Ulrich. I like that a lot. Well-behaved women seldom make history.
Classic.
That's a ball for sure. Then we got Tristan said agreed, and black people were married at a higher percentage too. As soon as feminism replaced God, black women in large numbers became disorderly.
Classic.
And the only reason I would say it's appropriate in this instance to point out black women versus just American women in general is because the numbers and stats show that we are disproportionately affected by percentage.
Classic.
So it's appropriate. I don't, because I'm not big on the black women. Sometimes it'd be American women, but sometimes bringing in the actual nuance of the race is important. Soft Rain said, I'm not trying to make history though. No, I feel that. I feel that. Soft Rain said a woman will be more receptive to learning from a woman rather than a man. That's why men say we don't listen.
Classic.
We say y'all don't listen, or we point out that y'all don't listen. Because we could just be saying it and be saying something that's not true. We say y'all don't listen, or we point out the fact. Because the wording, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trolling her now.
That wouldn't be true either. Because y'all lesbian relationships will last longer.
When I see a lesbian couple, I just see two sister wives without guidance. They just need some leadership in the middle of that. They ready to go. They ready to
Classic.
go. That's all I see. I see opportunity. You understand me? I see. Oh, y'all already got some financial setup in this too, and I just get in the middle of this and offer y'all, and we can all give each other a sense of relief and some, and y'all can stop using that silicone and that plastic.
Classic.
Yeah, we can. Let's get situated. But no, let me stop. But yeah, man,
woman would be more receptive to learning from a woman rather than a man. I wonder why, man. These are the reason why these divorce rates are so high.
Yeah,
and we're not judging what you Soft Rain. I'm saying those words, like women, literally speak to us why things are the way they are.
Yeah,
a woman will be more receptive to learning from a woman rather than a man, and that's in all aspects. But then you'll get bad guidance from a woman. Because most of these women who make history, or most of these women who are speaking to you, aren't speaking to you from a place of fulfillment. Like most of them not married. Most of them went, because what's that big conference that TD Jakes started, the Woman Out Thou Loose, or whatever that was he did. It was huge.
I'm not up on it.
Yeah, I think it was like one. Yeah, Soft Rain. I knew, that's why I said not you. I said, but that statement, yeah, in general, yeah, I think a lot of women, that's why you see the rates that the way they are. Jay Zilla said,
I learned better from a sister wife. Okay, Classic, you're a funny man. I'm just saying. That's the fix to most of these people issues. It's just a sister wife. Like the women who think, I'm not gonna get off into it again. I already ranted on this a couple of days ago, but it's really the resolution for a batch of people. I'm not saying everybody should be polygynous. I would never say that. Monogamy is for some people, but polygyny is the answer for a lot of people. That was in response to you saying, why isn't a man leading these women's conferences? Women, thou art loose.
Yeah, it's a big conference, man. It started back in 1990s. In 1993, after TD Jakes released the book, it was focused on healing women trauma, abuse, rejection, and finding restoration. And women were cool with TD Jakes leading that when you have somebody who falls into wanting to cover those type of things, trauma, abuse, rejection. It was the largest gathering for women in ministry and empowerment, drawing over 10,000 into attendees every year.
Yeah, we got to be careful when you get these platforms, what you do with them now. That's the thing about that. Get these platforms, got to be real careful what you do with them.
That's crazy, man. And they're still running. They're running 25 years strong right now.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, what else you got, man? You got any closing message?
Keep God first, man, or keep whatever you believe in first. Make sure that you study for yourself, man. The word says study to show yourself approved. Because God's not going to judge all those other people at the gates. He's not going to judge who your pastor was. He's not going to judge the church you chose to go to. He's not going to judge who you got your last sermon from. He's going to judge you. And you judge by your heart. So even your words can be pure, but your heart can be sour. So make sure your heart is right.
Pure intentions.
Whoa. Oh, classic. Okay.
He said drop his link in the chat real quick, classic. Okay. Let's do it.
Hey, we here for
Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat.
Sunday Servus, man. We appreciate y'all too, man. We appreciate the questions, the Q&A, the interaction throughout the day, man. It's been a good 2 hours. It went quick.
Yeah.
And it's only gonna get better, y'all. It's gonna get better over time. It's gonna get better. Me and Classic got a lot.
Said I appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. He said drop his link. Whose link? Who link? Is it ours? This for the chat.
Is that what he asked? He's talking about for like our YouTubes.
Oh, the YouTube link. Okay. I dropped the StreamYard. I thought he wanted to come up.
Me too.
Okay. On YouTube, just search the classic codes for me. It'll come right up. The classic codes.
And Souls of Thought from y'all. I'll put it in there for you. So
yeah. Matter of fact, I'll just type it out. But yeah, the classic codes, I should come right up for you. Well, you already subscribed to me. Oh, he wants your link, probably. He wants your link.
Yeah, I got him right there.
Okay, bet. Yeah, there goes Souls right there. Yeah, for sure. Stay tapped in. I thought he was talking about the
You too. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all I got. That's all I got, class. I don't know what you got for him before.
Me too. I like your closing thoughts, but I'll just add to it that objectivity is the foundation for growth. Being able to look at things for what it is without an emotional lens tied to it is the best way to acknowledge the truth that you see in front of you. And once you start to acknowledge the truth that you see in front of you, it's the first step to putting on the magic glasses. Understand that some truths will be disappointing, but reality, it feels a lot better to operate inside of than being in the matrix. So, hopefully our Sunday service, well, not even hopefully, prayerfully and willfully, our Sunday service will be healing for a lot of people in the way of opening up their eyes. You know what I mean? And becoming more enlightened. And to do so, you don't have to lose your sense of religion or spirituality, but just rock with us. And I think y'all will find that it's a lot that will benefit you in the way of your mental health, your spiritual health, and your emotional health. And we appreciate everybody who tapped in. And make sure y'all do the free stuff. Hit the like button and the notifications. Yep.
We out, man. Yeah. We're going to create y'all a closing for the next week. We're gonna get this thing rolling for y'all. So
for sure. But it's the first episode of Sunday Service. Hallelujah. Let's
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart.